You going home?
My shift is over. You got the whole school to yourself.
Must be my lucky day.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Okay.
Carter.
Here.
Mulder.
Here.
Neary.
Here.
Scully. Walker. Paul Walker.
Right here.
Forget to set your alarm.
Sorry.
Students, listen up for the announcements.
Good morning, students. Something terrible has happened at American Fork Junior High School. Last night, our beloved custodian Robert passed away while working at school. We believe it was a heart attack. His funeral will be on Wednesday. The casket will not be opened.
Did you hear what really happened? No, what? I heard from my brother that heard from his girlfriend's sister that Robert was drinking last night and he had a few too many. You know what I mean?
That's not what I heard from Jimmy.
Why? What'd he say?
He heard that Robert was killed by a hitman because he owed gambling debts to a gangster in Wendover.
Yeah, sure.
What do you think, Paul?
Well,
Is this class too boring for you boys?
Well, if you want to know.
Get to work.
come on, hurry up. Hold your horses, I almost got it. Got it. All right, let's go.
Which way?
This way.
Okay, what grade you want? Hey, where you going?
Too much soda, gotta go.
Hurry up.
Kirk, is that you?
Dirt? Where are you?
What happened?
2 more are dead, the exact same way as our custodian Robert. There's not 1 drop of blood left in their bodies, and their eyes are missing. The wounds were made with laser-sharp instruments.
Have you notified their parents?
No.
Good. Let's keep it that way. 2 missing teenagers. No one will notice.
Well, should I call the police?
Of course not. Do you have any idea what kind of publicity that would be for our school? We're a centennial school. They would shut us down to conduct an investigation. There goes my district job.
What are we going to do?
Nothing.
Nothing?
That's right. Nothing. Mutilations like this are not as unusual as they sound. Last year, 5 students and teachers were killed at Mountain Ridge Junior, and the year before that, 6 at Pleasant Grove. Both schools covered it up with little or no problem. We can do the same.
But what if the mutilations don't stop?
I've already taken the necessary precautions. Boris? Morris? This is Boris and Morris. They just transferred in from Juvenile Hall in Provo. Tonight, they will stay at the school and find out what's behind the mutilations. They will dispose of the problem by any means necessary.
Isn't that right, Paul?
What?
Have you been listening? Since it's a test this Friday, I'm sure you've been taking good notes. You've been reading too many funny books. To the office, now.
All right, young man. Mr. Felix tells me you have a little problem with paying attention in class.
It's not me.
He says you are reading a comic book. What was so interesting?
Do you really want to know?
Sure, why not?
Well, it's about these babies who are kidnapped by aliens, then genetically mutated into beasts. They are brought back to Earth to perform experiments. They kill their victims by removing their eyes and drinking their blood.
What did you say?
They remove their victims' eyes and drink their blood.
Thank you, Paul. That will be all. Go to your next class.
You mean I don't have to stay for after-school suspension?
No. Now leave.
You see anything?
Nothing.
I'll keep looking.
What? I saw it!
What is it?
It was right behind me!
Whatever it was is gone now.
Operator! Operator! Operator!
What's that?
The files of the two boys you thought could handle whatever it was behind the mutilations. What are you going to do about it?
Well, I'm trying to figure it out right now.
With a comic book?
The attacks in the comic book are almost identical with the ones that happened in this school.
Well, how's that going to help us?
This comic is telling us what we're up against and how we're going to kill it. But we're going to need the help of one of our students in this school.
And who would that be?
Paul Walker, come to the office, please. Paul Walker.
Hello, Paul. Have a seat.
Did I do something wrong?
No. I want to ask you a question about this comic book. In the past 3 days, 5 people have been attacked and murdered like the characters in this book.
Like the custodian? Who else?
Well, that doesn't matter. We believe the same kind of alien or beast in your comic is in our school, and we need your help in killing it.
What can I do?
You tell me.
What do you mean?
Well, this is a 4-part comic. This is part 1. I'm sure you've read the other parts, which means you know how to kill a beast.
Yeah, it's in part 4.
Can you help us?
Sure.
Come to school tonight at 8 o'clock and be ready. Here's the keys. Don't lose them.
Through the darkness and the shadows, it's a nightmare, but it's one exciting ride. Say a prayer, then we're there at the drawbridge of a castle, and there's something truly terrible inside.
Let's see if I can access the FBI's X-Files on internet. In 1960, bizarre cattle mutilations began in Utah Valley. The cattle disappeared at night and reappeared several days later. The eyes of the cattle were surgically removed, but the eyebrows were left intact. The body was completely drained of all blood. The wounds were not caused by a predator like a wolf or coyote. The cuts were made with a laser-sharp instrument, and there were no footprints or tire tracks around the bodies. It was as if the cattle had been dropped from a helicopter or some other unidentified flying object. The mutilations would reoccur every 8 to 10 years. They were never solved.
Do you have everything?
Yes.
Would you explain all this to me?
Well, the alarm clock on the yarn is to set a trap. The milk goes in the gun. According to the comic book, the lactose in the milk works as an acid and disables the creature.
But how do you kill it? Wait! I thought I heard something. Make sure the office door is unlocked in case we have to get away quickly. I'll be out in a second.
Mr. Ogden? During the last cycle, the mutilations started occurring in schools. Teachers, students, secretaries. There seemed to be no pattern or explanation until the abduction of Travis Walton in 1975. He claimed to have been kidnapped by aliens who conducted horrifying experiments on his body. While strapped to an operating table in a flying saucer, he saw aliens experimenting on another human. The man had been kidnapped as a baby and injected with alien DNA. He was then returned to Earth and grew up in a normal manner. Every 8 to 10 years, he is genetically activated by the alien DNA. He changes into a mutated form and performs experiments on animals and humans for the aliens. He is then picked up by the aliens who extract the information. The human is then returned to the Earth until the next cycle.
Bring your guns, bring your knives, save your children and your wives to save our village and our lives. Prepare the beast. Take whatever booty you can find, but remember, the beast is mine!
The alien DNA is sensitive to blue light, which will temporarily paralyze the creature. If the alien is exposed to red light for 5 seconds and injected with a chemical trisodium monoglycerate, the creature will transform back into its original form. Travis Walton was found in the woods after being missing for 5 days. No one believed his ridiculous story. He is currently living in a mental institution. A comic book telling the story of the alien abduction and mutilations was published last year. No one believed it.
Hope this works.
It's not working! Trisodium monoglycerate.